Hello lovelies, hope you're having a good day so far. I wanted to show my process for making myself and I hope that if it might help you if you're thinking about designing your own VTuber model. So I'm going to walk you through the sketching and designing process, and then the painting and rendering phase, and then how I structured and cut up all my parts so that I could rig it in Live 2D. Anyway, enough chit chat, let's get started. I'm designing a VTuber avatar today, and I have a bunch of inspiration here, and I have some prompts that I got from this video.
Genshin Impact Drawing Challenge. Up to you is the hair length, gender, and skin color. The element is based off your zodiac sign.
I personally don't like showing my face. It's not that I'm particularly self-conscious, it's just I don't want to, I don't know. What am I trying to say? I would rather be a cute anime girl than show my identity on the internet. Does that make sense? So I'm just gonna go through what I have as my inspo and explain the kind of ideas that I'm looking for. And so firstly, let me just make a new layer so I can mark on this stuff. So firstly, I want it to be more feminine and cute. And I really liked this drawing in particular, and I really liked her hair. I really like the hairstyle. I like having little buns, and then I like having the braids at the front. And I think with VTubers, it looks particularly good when their hair is longer and it has pieces that can flow around. So I think that these hair braid things would look really cute in a VTuber kind of style. I also really like Victorian clothing. Maybe not Victorian per se. I don't know what era this is actually. But I really like this style of shirt. I like the high collar. I like the cute big bows. And I like the sleeves. The sleeves are pretty. Not that for the VTuber avatar you're gonna see the sleeves. I think I'm only gonna draw the top part and not really figure out the bottom until maybe later on in time. I also really like the harness is really cool, and I like the front button detailing. I like the whole skirt actually, but I'm probably not gonna draw the whole thing when I start working on this design. I'm just gonna recircle the things that I like. And then for this is just beautiful in terms of color scheme. I really like the colors. I really like this halo thing in the back, and maybe I'll incorporate a floating halo thing as part of it. And I just noticed this, but these are kind of what's it called, pussy willows, which is really cute. I don't know if I might make my girl a monster girl, so she might have little horns or something, and maybe this would be a good idea to use for the horns. But undecided. And then some more dresses that I like. I like having the mix of the sheer and the solid fabrics, and I really like Chinese collars. And then I saw this drawing, and I like the makeup, and I also liked just the fact that one of her eyes is covered by a flower, in kind of like a pseudo eye patch. I might consider doing something like that where I cover one of my eyes with a flower, and that way when I rig it, I don't have to have two eyes that I rig. I can just have one. I'm just gonna cut my work in half right there. So yeah, that's kind of the inspiration that I have so far. And then these prompts are based off of Genshin Impact, which I've been playing a lot. So Electro is my element, and it's very purpley tones and purpley lavendery tones, and very there's sharp features but also smooth soft features. So it's a mix of things. And then glasses, I'm not sure about. I do wear glasses in real life, but I also think that they're kind of a pain in the ass to draw. So I might not, or if I do, they're gonna be Harry Potter glasses. They're gonna be super round, like this. Okay, that's not even. See, glasses are hard to draw. Animal ears. Oops, that's not where that goes. That's not where that goes at all. Animal ears. I do want animal ears. Either animal ears or horns. I think oops, that's not how you spell horns. Oh my god, horns. Either or. I don't know if both will look too much, but I feel like for a lot of VTuber designs, it's just like you just put a bunch of shit on there and then it looks cute, you know, like more is better. So maybe both. And then actually, I don't think I'm gonna wear a hat. I feel like hats are not really my thing. I don't really wear that many hats in real life either. Anyway, so that's the basis of what I'm working with and what I want to design. And then I'm gonna try to sketch that right now.
Okay, so I am going to retroactively talk about the designs and the process that I went through to get to the final design that I used. So, firstly, this is my first iteration. I followed a lot of the inspiration from the side here, and I think it didn't really translate well in terms of the level of cohesion that I wanted. So on my next iteration, I went with more the horn or antlers style, and different elements of my inspiration, and I thought it was a little bit better, but still read to me as a bit messy, and I didn't like how the dress itself looked. It seemed like it was half an Asian dress on the top and then half a Western dress on the bottom, like really cut off. And then this one I actually do still like. It's pretty close to what my final design ended up being. I kept the braids, I took out the buns, and I had little ears, and I felt like this looked really cute, but she kind of looked like a sheep. Not that there's anything bad with looking like a sheep. I love sheep, but I didn't necessarily feel like I was a sheep. Just like my aura wasn't sheepish. I don't know. So I kept going, and then I ended up going with this short hairstyle, which I thought was really fluffy and kind of reflects the hairstyle that I have now. And then I went through with this, like, am I your angle or am I your devil face? Because I have like horns but also a halo. But this was maybe the most human looking, I don't know. And then this is where I started with the fun earrings that I have today. And pretty much the dress is almost exactly as the end product, so I'm definitely getting there. I played around with more angel-like elements. This is where I added like my front hair pieces, and I really like those, and I kept those. I do actually still like the angel wings, but it didn't fit with my design just because I didn't want it to be too long width-wise. As a VTuber, I don't know if this is a real rule, but I think you don't want to spread out too much, otherwise you're covering a lot of the screen and then people can't really see the content that you're trying to show on screen. So I didn't want to take up too much space. And then this, I had cat ears. This is pretty similar to what I have now, except the dress is completely different. It's much more Western inspired. But I still wanted to play around with some stuff, so I played around with completely different aesthetics than what I originally set out to do with my inspiration. So I have this, which I like to call the, oops. I don't know if I add a new layer so I can mark it. So I have this, which I like to call the dim sum dress. It kind of reminds me of like a hagao, if you know what I mean, like the shrimp dumpling. And it's cute, but it's not exactly the aesthetic that I wanted to go for. It seemed like there's a disconnect because she's very like fantasy and ethereal at the top, but then she's got like this teeny bopper outfit at the bottom, and I don't know, there just seemed like a mismatch there. And then I tried a little more dark academia style, which is a little closer to my real life style. But then after thinking about it for a while, I was like, I don't want to dress like how I would dress as a normal person. I want to dress as if I was a fantasy person, because when else can I really do that without looking out of place? So I went back to the design that I liked before, which is this one. And this has almost got all of the elements that I have now except the horns. I do kind of still like the horns. Maybe if I ever design a new VTuber, I will include horns, because I don't know, something about horns, something about the horniness. Wait, no, never mind. no horniness. Very say so. Okay. And then I ended up with this, which is the final one. She is actually a fox, not a cat. I don't know if that's obvious or not. I never explained it anywhere, but I love foxes, and I think they're like a nice medium between a dog or a wolf and a cat, because I feel like I have different elements of both animals, and a fox is like a fun, mischievous mix. And I also wanted to have more of a fantasy backstory, and it's very common for foxes to be kind of free, mischievous spirits that like do whatever they want. Here I was just taking some references and creating some color stories to see what I wanted the color scheme to be. My favorite artists to reference for color schemes are Ray_17, who is the artist for the references that I have on this page, and also Namendart or Namend Art on Instagram. I will put their links in the description below to check them out, because they're some of my biggest art inspirations, especially when it comes to painting and the way that they color and create atmosphere through color. Okay, so these are the 6 different variations that I came up with after working on it for a little bit. The first was based off of the electro prompt that I had, like the Genshin Impact theme, but I felt like it looked a little too close to some of the characters that already exist in that game. So they're from order top to bottom, left to right. So the next one I really like, actually. I feel like it looks a little like Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. Like, I really like the black corset, but I thought maybe in conjunction with the green hair, it was a little too Christmassy. Not that that's bad. I don't know. I still kind of like it a lot. Maybe I'll have it as a special Christmas outfit one day. And then there's the dark navy blue, which from my friend's recommendation, they said that the blue would look really good with the green, and I agree. But I wanted to stand out a bit more. I wanted to be a little bit more punchy with the colors, because my art tends to be very colorful, and I want my VTuber to reflect that. So I played with more punchy colors like pinks and bright purples and bright blues, but they were very bubblegum and very extreme. And then I came up with the idea for orange, because orange and green, not that they're complementary colors or anything, actually, now that I think about it, that color theory is incorrect. But it gave me this idea of an orange, like a mandarin orange, and I thought that was really cute. And then from that color scheme, I based the rest of my, I guess, persona on, and also where I came up with the name. So after that, I took the sketch, I did a clean line art of the sketch, and I made sure to put each component on its own layer, so that when I colored it and rendered it, it would be easy for me to separate each layer and have it organized in Photoshop, and then that's the ideal way to import it into Live 2D. So you can see I have basically half of her done, and that's because it's easier to do half of the body that is symmetrical and then flip it once you're finished, so that you kind of save time, right? It's like half the work because you've already done it once and you can just flip it and have it be done on the other side. So that's why everything is only half done. Like her face, she's only got one eye, one hair swoop thing, one eyebrow. And I thought that to save time, that's a good way to do it. This video is getting a little bit long, so I decided to cut out the part where I color and render, but I will be making tutorials on how I personally color and render digitally as its own separate tutorial video. So look forward to that in the future. I hope that video was helpful, or at the very least mildly interesting. I'm planning on making a Live 2D tutorial as well after this, going through the simple rigging process from what I understand it. Since I'm still a beginner, my model could be better, but I learned a lot, and I think that sometimes information is a little scattered. So hopefully I can make a very, very beginner friendly tutorial for Live 2D, because I also am a beginner. So please subscribe and stay tuned for that if that interests you. I wish you all the happiness in the universe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!